finally, your quilt top is finished. Next, you need a machine quilting plan, but you don't know how you're going to quilt it. The struggle is real, but guess what? I have a solution. The solution is here in the Ultimate Machine Quilting Planner. And I've been using the Ultimate Machine Quilting Planner, a guide to help us document our process so that we can develop our own techniques and styles to get the results that we want. With the Pathways quilt, I redesigned it. So I have now 2 designs for the Pathways, and this is the one that I want to share with you. And this is the planner. The idea is to help you learn how to create a machine quilting plan that leads to success, to consistent results. Now, in the beginning, like anything else, you have to practice the technique. And so this is what you're seeing now. These are designs that I practice that are going to be in the course ahead of time before I put them in the quilt. I audition them. One, can I actually stitch it? And how can I stitch it? Free motion or ruler quilting? Do I like the design? How hard or easy is it to stitch? How many of us have started quilting a project only to regret the pattern that we stitched in it? I'll raise my hand first. Bring out the seam ripper. I have done that. I like to plan. So I created this planner, not just for me, but mainly for you, because we all need some help. Do we have to do these steps all the time? Yes and no. If we take the time to create the plan, one, what's the story behind the quilt? In this case, I chose a particular story, and from that, I did a search on that topic, and I got some inspiration. And so now I am mapping out different star designs based on that inspiration. Can I include them in the quilt? Where can I put them in the quilt? Free motion stars, ruler quilting stars. Then once I practice with paper, I've always said practice, practice, practice. You put it on paper, you practice on a quilt sandwich. And I made a runner. I put a border on it, and I said, I'm going to use this to preview my designs. This will be a trial run. Is it a waste of time or fabric or effort? And I'm going to tell you, no, it is not. Because in doing so, I learned multiple things. I learned what I didn't like, what didn't work. I learned that I needed to use a different template. A small runner is different than a big quilt. The scale of it, right? Will the same pattern work small that it does big? And if not, what do I have to change? So that is one of the things that I practice, is by using an orphan block or using extra blocks, I get a chance to preview my decisions. I've practiced on paper. I figured out what designs I want. I'm going to now put this in a practice runner or quilt block. Do I like my choices? And if I don't, I can change my mind before I go to the quilt. And at the same time, I am building my skills. I'm building also my confidence. Then I take it to the real quilt, which is what you see here. This is the Pathways quilt. And I mapped it all out using the planner. It makes a difference. I'm not guessing, is it going to turn out? I know I can stitch it. I've practiced. I created a stitching plan and path. I know exactly how I'm going to stitch it. If you build this muscle of planning, that muscle is going to get stronger. Plus, you're going to build a library, a physical library of quilt sandwiches that you already know I know how to stitch a shooting star. I know how to use this ruler. I know how to do echo quilting. I can do free motion quilting stars because I've practiced it, I've stitched it, and you are developing multiple skills at one time. So I can actually see, yes, this plan is going to work. This is the process. It's step by step by step.